Hey, hey, check, check. Okay. Put some headies on. So, um, we're gonna work on the new cymbal design, and I'll basically, I've thought about it a little bit, but we'll figure it out. But first, I wanted to show you this. I did just print this piece. Um, ooh, why is everything laggy? Hope my internet's just not bad. I mean, it probably is. Shouldn't have put this on the ground. My floor is disgusting right now. Okay. So, I just did this cap just to show you the difference this is going to make, and just, again, adds so many layers of sound options. So this is what it sounds like without the cap. Hold on, it's a little tight. So the tone is there. You hear that, it's quite nice, but there's that really, really high-pitched vibration from the membrane slapping against the tube. It's like, it sounds like a bee or something. It's a little unavoidable, and it's quite a lot. And normally I would just... I keep looking at the wrong camera. Normally I would just EQ that out just by pulling the high end out, which makes a huge difference. Let's just do this as an example, because I think this is really important to see. I'm just going to open up a... Why can't I do this? Oh. Don't use. Okay. We're going to open up a new project. Don't. Okay. So. And let's maximize that. And then I'll show you guys this screen. Okay, so you can see it here. Great, everything looks good. So, recording this, you'll be able to hear. So, okay, playing it back. Oh, wait, you guys can't hear that yet. Hold on. So this will probably sound exactly the same, because you guys are hearing it through the mic originally, and then when I play it back, it's the sound that the mic picked up. But for me, in the room, it sounds different because I'm hearing it in the room as well as through the mic through my headphones. But then when I play the recording, I'm only hearing what the mic picked up. I'm not hearing the room anymore. So that's kind of the issue, is when I record with this, I'm like, oh yeah, that sounds great. But then when you play it back, that high frequency buzz is a lot. And if we look at the EQ here, I'm just going to loop this so that I don't have to stop. If we look at the EQ here, it's like this 4K buzz here. Right? That's just, it's such an annoying sound. And in fact, let's like isolate it here. So those sounds are like a lot. They're really aggressive. So instead, or when I can use plugins like this EQ plugin, for example, what I would just do is pull down the high end. So and then I might even bring up like some of the low end. And there actually is still quite a bit of that high vibration in there, but at least this is tolerable. And then the problem is, because for this song I want to be layering a bunch of different sax sounds over top of each other. And when the note is all, I want to make chords basically. And so all of this low end stuff is going to be different for each layer of sax sound that I put in there. But unfortunately, this high end doesn't change because that's the same. It's the same sound regardless of what note I'm playing. It's the same sound there. So when I start stacking them, the sound of the high vibration that I don't even want ends up stacking on top of each other and getting worse and worse. Meanwhile, the notes that I actually do want, or the frequencies that I do want, they're more dispersed. So my thinking is just cover the sound. Now listen to this. Okay. And then let's duplicate this track here, and we're going to delete EQ. So this is without cap, and then this is with cap. And I'm just going to turn the EQ off. So again, this is right, that sound, it's like it's a little bit much. So I throw this cap on, and this is literally just a thick, it's like 0.1 or 0.2 inches thick, and it's basically solid. So, and now when we listen to this, okay, it's a lot quieter, so we can maybe bump that up. I shouldn't have looped it there, but it doesn't matter. That versus this. It kind of just, this kind of just sounds like, this kind of just sounds like this. So that kind of just sounds like this. No, it doesn't. This is actually sounds a lot lower. But if I pull this back down, it's actually not as, it's not as crazy as I thought it was. But still, you can hear the major difference. Original with the cap. So I think it's going to make a difference. I might need to play around with it a little bit. And basically my theory with this is, the reason this is kind of a, it seems intuitive, but the actual science behind it is high frequency sounds are really easy to stop because their wavelengths are super small. So you don't need a lot of material to stop high frequency sounds, but low frequency sounds are a lot harder to stop. So if you think about, you're at a club and you're standing outside and you can hear, you just really hear the bass and all the low end, and it's not until the doors open and you walk in and you start to hear all the actual high end of the song, and it sounds a lot better. It's kind of the same principle. I'm basically just shutting the door on the flute. But the actual problem is there's sound coming out of all of this as well. This is resonating. A lot of the sound's coming out of the bottom as well. But because the mic, this is a directional mic, it really picks up what it's closest to. So in this case, I'm curious actually, does it change the sound? There's that versus this. Whoa, is it worse with this on? Nah, it's about the same. So actually that's just another way around that. I didn't have to print that basically. Now I'm curious What about something that's like muffly? Okay. I don't know. We'll see. I don't think it's really going to be noticeable until I actually start stacking. But what I am realizing is I think I like the sound coming out of the tube better than anything else. And maybe I just need to prioritize that. So obviously I'll have to move the mic to the ground when I want to play it higher. But I also have this. Does that make a difference? God, this is not that easy. I should have put a little chamfer on it. Don't know what sounds better, actually. That actually sounds quite nice. Versus it does make a bit of a difference, doesn't it? Here. God, this sucks. Hang on. I am adding a chamfer manually. Didn't make a huge difference, but. Interesting. I think it's nice. It definitely adds at least a texture. And the nice thing about that is when I layer it, having a different texture will hopefully make things sound thicker and beefier, which is exactly what we want when we're trying to 3D print instruments. So let's put a pin in that. Let's put a pin in that. God, this stream is bad. I don't know why this stream is so bad. I'm just gonna see here if I can. That looks bad. Is it a feed a bit rate thing? Preferences. I'm wondering if I can just output. I don't even know what does. See if that makes a difference. Is that a little better? Is that a little better? Why is this saying offline? What is happening? Oh, shoot. Killed my stream. Okay, it's saying... Oh, shoot. You... I don't know what I'm doing. Looks like we might be back. It's laggy though. It's just my camera that's laggy. Let me switch. Let me switch to... Oh, that's so much better. Okay, well, let's just do this camera anyways. It's just my camera that's laggy. Let me switch to... Yeah. Oh, that's so much better. Okay, well, let's just do this camera anyways. Okay, so... what are we going to do here? What are we going to do here? Oh yeah, let's get back to... Let's go to our design here, so... Oh, I gotta change my camera on all my scenes. Okay. Alright. Great. Okay, so... Let's go to the cymbal. So, this is the cymbal that we originally had. I like the diameter of it, and that's pretty much the only thing I'm going to keep. 304.8 millimeters. That's our cymbal size. Don't know why. Don't know why, but we'll just stick with it. 304.8 millimeters. Okay, and so basically, just tidy up a little bit on here. Oh God, see what I'm talking about? See what I'm talking about? That cacophony you just heard, though, was 3D printed parts, which I think is super cool. It sounded kind of like pots and pans. And that's not what 3D printed parts should sound like. Okay, so learning from our kalimba body, the 2 millimeter thickness is quite a good sound. So, oops, what am I doing? Here we go. Let's make that 2 mils. And what do we want to do? I kind of want to keep the bell. I want to keep the bell. And I'm thinking I think I'll just start, not starting over might be the key here. Okay, we're going to do it this way. Okay. And we are just going to, actually what we're going to do here is we're going to sketch on this surface. I'm going to project this shape okay. And then I can go and extrude all this out. So we're going to start over from this point. Now, one thing I want to do is I've decided that I'm just going to do it right on top because I don't think it'll make a huge difference. So we're going to go like this. We're going to project that so I have a center, and then we're going to go like this. We're going to go like that. Do I have something I can reference here? Yep. Make that 2 mils. Okay. And then we can extend this up. So what was my kalimba body? Let's just, you know, kind of copy this a little bit because I know this sounds good already. 40 mils. So I'll do 35 because it's already 5 mils. Or it's, I don't know, it's 3 mils. Who cares? This is looking like a rototom. Like an actual one. So I have to keep in mind, obviously, the printing orientation matters a ton, and the printability matters a ton. So everything here can be printed without supports. I need a supportless design for sure. And this is looking like that. I gotta change color because it's so hard to see. So now I think this outer ring is going to vibrate like a moaf. And I'm thinking it's going to be even better than the kalimba body because I will be holding it from the bell. And it's going to be attached via these thin little guys. As opposed to the kalimba, which I was literally holding with my hand, effectively dampening a lot of it. This will separate my hand from the shell by a significant amount. Now, I think what we need to do is just do thin little layers in here. And then once we do that, I want to maybe put a bunch of little beads in here. And I'll print the beads too. And my thinking is, you know, I was also thinking about doing the rain stick thing, which I think I'll design as well because it seems like a fun thing to design anyways, and it'll be a good test of the material as well. I'll explain why in a minute. So this isn't gonna look nearly as cool, but that's okay. So we're gonna go minus 0.3. Okay. That's it. And looking at my symbol. Yeah, the one layer part was the cleanest. How can I demonstrate this with beads? Okay. I don't have beads, but I have screws. So, you know what I mean? And then right? Now this sounds more like a snare drum, but keep in mind these are really heavy compared to the beads I'm going to be putting on there. And this shell or the cymbal isn't resonating as much as the new one's going to because there's just not enough material there to resonate. So I'm thinking this design, but what's really good about this is just how loud these little beads are against this surface. This is kind of acting like drum skin now. So I'm thinking really, really small little light beads on all of these. When you hit the shell, it'll vibrate this whole thing, and those little beads will be able to sizzle. So let's try that. I am just thinking, should I add some more just support? I'm gonna add a little bit more supporting material to this shell, because I think that's kind of the key to making it ring, is you want it to be almost a little bit stiffer than you'd think. You know? So sorry, just give me 1 second. The bridge for our kalimba is looking pretty good, so I'm quite excited about that. So let's add a little bit of support here. How do I want to do that? Let's construct a mid plane between here. Oh wait, what am I doing? Let's do it on this one, because this is just like the top one. So let's do a mid plane between there and there. And we will create a sketch. Obviously I want to project that. Okay. So I'm wondering if I should connect it to the bell, or if it should be separate from the bell. You know what I mean? So like, do I want to do a rib that comes all the way down to the bell? It's not really referencing the bell shape at all. I wish it would give me this curve. It's not doing that. But it doesn't matter. So anyways, do I want just a rib that kind of goes halfway? Or should I go to the bell? My intuition is saying it should go to the bell. But I don't know. I mean, the thing is, so the issue I've been running into is that I'm making things too floppy, and so they're just flopping around and they're not ringing. When I made the marimba, or when I keep calling it a marimba, when I made the kalimba shell, I was going for rigidity. And even this is like, still has, you know, quite a bit of low end to it. So, kind of thinking connecting it to the rim is just going to make it more sturdy, thus hopefully making it more high-pitched. You know what I mean. You know what I mean? I don't want to snap. I'm just guessing. I think that's probably good. I don't know how to... Yeah, I think that's fine. So, intuitively, I'm thinking we go like this. Choom, cha-choom, cha-choom. And I did it with a spline so I can get kind of a cooler shape out of this, because we may as well make it look cool. And I don't think it needs a lot in the middle. Is that, like, not enough, though? Maybe we kind of go for something like that. You know? Let's just go for it. let's just use our gut. So we're going to go symmetrical and 1 millimeter. Oh, I messed up, folks. I'm supposed to do join, not cut. Oh, actually, I don't even want to do join. I want to do new body. New body. Because that way. Yeah, see, it's not coming through here, which is good. But it is intersecting basically completely. It's kind of not there, but that's fine. That's fine. And now we're going to create a pattern, circular pattern. Grab that guy. Grab the axis. And we're going to go 5. Nope, 6. Yeah, 6. Okay, and then we can combine them. So this is our target body. Don't need to keep tools. We want to join them. Boom. So now that is one single body. So, yeah, my hope is that this just rings like a bell, thus vibrating these thin platforms, which I will coat in tiny little beads. And that's my theory. See, this is where I wish there were a few people on the chat here that could, you know, give me some insight, because I don't really know. You know what? I should have actually joined this and done this as a feature and then just pattern the feature instead of individual bodies, but it's okay. I don't mind doing this. It's kind of therapeutic a little bit. It's good for the dexterity. The you know, not go crazy. Let's do a number like that. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. Actually, let's add these as well. Oh yeah. Let's go one step naughtier. Let's get a little bit naughty and add tiny little fillies right there. Love a filly. You know? And then what if I were to do that? No, that's too much. But I am gonna add a separate fillet on these ones. And the reason I do this, the fillets, is because that's where it's going to be the weakest. So adding these fillets will strengthen things a considerable amount, so it doesn't vibrate itself apart. So 0.3 is good. 0.4? 0.4 is too much. So really? 0.35? Okay, 0.3, I guess. The tiniest little fillet ever. I guess we're going to have to settle for that. It's because it didn't really connect there. I knew that was going to bite me. Okay. Oh, see, it added it all the way around there. That's great. So let's go with that. That's a wild looking symbol. Not as wild as these, unfortunately. I wanted this to work so bad just because it looks so damn cool. It looks so damn cool, but that's okay. Let's go for this, and then we'll see. I'm curious. Cymbal prototype 2. I'm gonna go percussion. Save. Let's see how much material this uses. I still have quite a bit, but I've used quite a bit. So, how much Philly are we using on this? Ooh, 169.9 grams. I think that's worth, though. This is solid, I imagine. Obviously, that's all sols. Oh, God, I gotta... Okay. Let's be honest. This color sucks. I gotta change it on the printer so that... Okay, now we can actually properly see this beast. Nice. Yeah, that's all sols. Sols, McGalls. Okay, so we're going to print this. We're going to print this once the bridge is done. I mean, I'll do it tonight, actually, because that's a 7-hour print. So I don't want to... I don't want to do it now so that I can't print anything else today. Okay, so... One other thing I wanted to try to design. If this doesn't work, the sizzliness... In my original video, I had the idea to basically have a crash cymbal that gets the initial transient, the which I think these already get. But it doesn't have any of the decay. It doesn't have any of the that we want. And it kind of occurred to me like doing like a rain stick would get that. You know what I mean? So, thinking about that, I wanted to design a rain stick. And I thought it would be cool because the rain stick... Oh, I messed up. I messed up bad. Messed up so freaking bad. This is a disaster. It's not a disaster. I just clicked the wrong thing. But it's gonna load. Every time I reference these, my computer just, it's not happy because there's so much geometry in there. So let's hide this bad boy so that I can actually click this. Boom. Okay, so for the rain stick, you know, let's go for something like, how big? Hundy mil? Let's go Hundy mil. Hundy mil, and then let's give it a 2mm shell. Right? And I'm not going to build the shell yet. What I want to do is I want to create essentially it's just going to be a big tube with a bunch of little cross pieces that prevent I'm going to fill it with beads. And so like a shaker, I'll be able to use it as a shaker too, which is a nice bonus. So this is good to do anyways. But you want it so that all the beads sitting at the bottom, when you flip the stick, all the beads fall down, but they hit all of these cross braces on the way down, and that results in a nice slow rain-like sound. But if you do the beads really small and they make a high-pitched sound, it'll sound more like the sizzle of a cymbal, I'm thinking. So, how do we do that? How do we actually do that? Because now I'm thinking about it, how do people do that? How do people do that? I don't even know. Okay, what is this? I don't know what that center point was referencing. Yeah, how do people do that? I literally don't know. Just trying to think. Anyways, the reason I think this will be cool too is because it's going to print in this orientation. And so there's just going to be a bunch of like bridges that cross. And bridging is like a really good test to see how good your printer is and how good material is. So I think that'll be an exciting way to test both test the abilities of the printer and the material, while also giving us a product that we actually want. But how do I do this? Because basically what we need is we need a bunch of like thin little guys, right? And so I literally might look up a tutorial on this because I don't actually know. So let's make this, you know, we want this to be, so 0.6, let's go 0.8, just because I know that that's bigger than the nozzle. 0.8 by 100. And then basically we just extrude that by 0.3. So there's one. I want like a 5 million of these. And I want them to spiral up. Now I know I can create coils, but that actually creates a coil. You know what I mean? I can create patterns, but that just creates a pattern on a 2D plane. How do I create a 3D pattern? You know what I mean? This is actually something I don't know what to do. Because I know how to do this manually, but I obviously don't want to do that. What's web? Creates a thin feature from an open sketch profile, extruded to the nearest faces on a solid body. The web feature is extruded in a direction perpendicular to the sketch plane. Huh? Select an open sketch profile, then specify the thickness. Huh? There's gotta be a way to do this. There's gotta be a way to do this, and I don't want to look this up because I literally need this. You know, the next layer is gonna be up 0.3 millimeters and then slightly rotated. And I need to do that for like probably thousands of layers, and I'm not going to do that manually. I'm not going to do that manually. And I don't want to look this up because that's lame. No, it's totally fine to look things up, and I probably would by now if I wasn't streaming, but I think it's kind of a fun... Yeah, this just creates a solid coil. Select plane, then draw a circle to specify the major diameter of the coil. Finish defining the coil using the manipulators or dialog box. Bounding solid creates a solid component around a selected component or body. Pattern on path. Duplicates faces, bodies, features, or components in a design and distributes them to create a pattern along a specific path. Okay. Okay. Can I use a coil as a path? What? Okay, let's just do this as a test anyways. Just guessing. Let's go hundies. Hundies. New body. Oh no, I don't want a spiral. Cross section. Feel like There's fine. No, inside. Section size 1 mil. Okay. Actually, we can go 0.8, right? And then we want our revolutions to be like 100. Oops. And then we want the height. What is my HD? What's the maximum? $325 millimeters. So let's do 3 hundies. Ah. Well, that might be okay. That might be okay. That might be a nice thing. Okay, so then if I go create a pattern on a path, and I go and I select the bodies, and I select the path, huh? The heck does any of this mean? Orientation, path direction. Ooh. Why can't I? Direction. Why can't I hit OK on this? Can I just enter? Sometimes if OK is... Distribution, spacing. Oh. Oh, look at that. It's doing something weird. Quantity 3. Let's go with a hundies. Oh, I messed up. I just hit enter. I just hit enter. No, I hit enter. Why did I hit enter? And now it's going to take forever. Oh, I got my sparkling water. That's nice. That's nice. Ooh. Okay, we're coming back to that in a second. I just want to see. I mean, I can see this in person. We're just about done. Oh, so I'm going to be able to show you the kalimba. This is great. This is going to be a great way to wrap this stream up. Look at that. Look at that. I wish I just tried to rotate it like it was a CAD. What did we get? Oh my god, that's so bad. What is happening? That is so wrong. I'm gonna look it up, and I'm gonna use Gemini because in Fusion 360, if I wanted a shape multiplied a bunch of times vertically, but each time rotating the shape a small amount, essentially creating like a spiral staircase. How would I go about doing this? Circular pattern tool, but with specific but with a specific adjustment to the type setting. While a rectangular pattern handles vertical movement, it doesn't handle rotation. Conversely, a standard circular pattern handles rotation, but usually keeps everything on a flat plane. Here's how to combine them. Method 1, the circular pattern, best for staircase logic. This is the cleanest way to ensure each step rotates around a central axis while also moving upwards. Create your step. Model your first shape at the desired distance from the center origin. Circular pattern, object type, select bodies. Axis, select the axis. Distribution, change this to partial so it doesn't just loop in a circle. Quantity and angle, input how many steps you want and the total rotation. Vertical shift. Fusion 360 standard circular pattern tool doesn't have a built-in vertical offset in the base feature. To get the vertical complete pattern of... Oh... Okay, the professional way, pattern on path, which is what I did. But if you want the vertical rise and the rotation to happen simultaneously and parametrically, use... So this version, this was suggesting I move each individual step, but I'm literally... I have 100 of them, right? So I'm not going to do that. Create a helix, go to create coil, set the section to a tiny circle. And adjust the height and revolutions, yep. Model your shape. Create your step at the starting point of that coil. Go to create pattern, pattern on path. Select the edge of the coil you just created. Change this from identical to path direction. This is the magic setting. It forces the shape. Adjust quantity. Increase the count. I did the pattern method, but it created a bunch of bodies that stayed on the same plane, but had them going off to the left. Let's just say, I don't know. Since you want that vertical climb while they rotate, the move tool is actually the most reliable way to do this manually. I can't do this manually because there will be hundreds of steps. Yeah. Set this to circular and make the section size very small. This coil is just a guide. You'll hide it later. Position your shape. Move the shape to the step so that the center attachment point sits exactly at the start. Okay. I don't know. Let's obviously just try this with 5. So what is actually happening here? Okay, I'm going to cancel this. We're going to keep our coil. And I'm going to... Oh no. Oh, so many regrets. Oh yeah, our thing is done. Okay, we're just gonna play around with this a little bit longer, and then I'm gonna hit cancel, and then I'm gonna just delete. Okay, and then we're gonna go into our sketch. We're gonna turn off the sketch, and we're gonna go to our bodies, and we're gonna delete this body. Remove. What is happening? See, sometimes Fusion does this, where, you know, I can't grab. What? It's like this body doesn't exist. Okay, well, we'll just do that. There we go. Remove. Okay, so now I'm going to sketch on our bottom plane. I'm going to project this body. Okay. And just as a test, I'm going to go like this. All right, I'm going to create a line here. And then we're going to go like this. And then we're just going to do a test. Okay. And then I'm going to hide this. And we're going to go symmetric. And let's go 1, right? We're going to bring this body back. And now we're going to try to create a pattern. A pattern on a path. We're going to select this object. We're going to select this path. Yes. And we're going to go to path direction. And distance will be 4. This is working. This is working. Okay, so I'm going to change this now. I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back here. I'm going to hide this body. And we're going to do a rectangle. And I'm going to start it there. And we're going to go right across to there. And I'm going to specify that I want this to be 0.8, right? Boom. Okay, and then we're going to extrude this. We're going to extrude this 0.3. Okay. Now we're going to create pattern on a path, disk guy. The path is going to be disk guy, and we're going to make this path direction. Okay. We're going to do the distance. Let's do 10. Quantity. Start point 0. Quantity is going to be 5. See, why does this not work? Didn't I just do everything the same? Oh, extent spacing. What if I hit OK, is it just gonna... Okay. Oh, okay. No. What happened? See what I'm saying? Like, this is not what I wanted. Oh, but it is, like, rotating them slightly. Like, everything's getting all messed up. Let's just try playing with these settings a little bit more. Or maybe I need to make this symmetric like the last time. And then create pattern on path, bodies, path, this, path direction. god, look what's happening. Did we do it? Is something happening? Why is this happening? You see what I mean? Why is this happening? It's rotating. Okay, so let's try like 10. Let's see what happens when I do 10. Okay, so we're getting it. I'm gonna hide this body for a second. Oh shit, I don't think I can do that. Okay, yeah, actually it's okay. So it's doing it, but it's not going up the spiral. It's not going up the spiral. Path direction. Why? Oh my god, I might have to do this manually. Oh, it's going the wrong way. It's going the wrong way. How do I flip the direction of this? Maybe I need to select my path better. That's the same thing I just did, isn't it? Spacing. Why? It doesn't even make any sense. Can it just not handle this? Is that what's happening? Okay. I'm gonna come back to this because this is not working. Why though? Why ain't it working? What if I did the inside of this? No, I can't do it. I can't select the inside. What is happening? Like, what is happening? All right, we'll come back to this. I'll figure this out. I'll show everybody when I do. But let's do some kalimba. Kalimba, no. Kalimba, no. Okay. Hang tight. I lied. I didn't finish. The filament broke. I lied. I didn't finish. The filament broke. Can I take you guys with me on this? Oh, that's why it's not working. Okay, well, I'm going to turn the camera. Turn this, my laptop. Here, so you will be able to witness. And I'm going and change the microphone as well. Okay. So, filament breaks. It's broken. It broke a bunch of times when it was doing this. So, with this stuff, all I have to do is basically just push the filament back in, which it's doing now. It's working. Yeah, we're good. Filament's back out. Filament extruded, continue. Okay, we should be good. So the filament breaking is another byproduct, I think, of my filament not being dry. So that's another reason I need to dry that guy. Okay. So a couple more minutes. Let's keep working on this. Let's keep working on this. Oh. Okay. Getting cold. Give me 1 second. I gotta get my fire back. Gotta feed the fire. And then I got a space heater under my desk as well. It's it was looking like spring was early here, and I was being a little too cocky about it because now it's cold again. And I'm going through the wood because I have a wood fireplace, and that's how I heat the studio for the most part. But it's a little far away from me. Okay, let's try this. Let's just, like, is it just simply the length of this is not doable? So if I extrude, like, what is happening? Why can't I actually extrude this guy? It does something weird to this body. Like, I can't select this body now. Okay, there, I can select it. There. It, like, yeah, as soon as I tried to pattern this, like, I can do this surface. I can't do this front surface. What is going on here? Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I think it's crashing. I think there's something weird happening, so I'm just going to close out Fusion. And we'll come back to this in a second. Because actually I realized too, the printer, the part that I'm printing right now, I have to wait like quite a while before I can actually handle it because it's so hot. So we'll just go like this. For now, I'm going to close Fusion 360, and we will reopen it because something glitchy is happening. I think that's a safe assumption. A lot of the times I blame glitches, but it's like obviously just me not knowing how to use it. But this time, I think it was glitching. Okay, now the print's done. So we're gonna wait a little while. I could pull it off and put it outside. No, it's okay. It's okay. Okay, so let's open up Fusion again and see if we can actually do anything here. yeah, this is like, you know, um, this is why I like love doing this stuff though, because it's like every day there's a new skill to be learned. There's a new little trick I can learn, and I feel like the more I do this, the more I'm getting it, like the less Googleable things are, which just means there's more insight I'll be able to share, which I love. I love knowing things and being able to tell people how to do things because that's so fun. So, oh, when this kalimba works, oh, it's gonna be so good. It's gonna be so good. Come on, Fusion. God, it's cold in here. What is happening? Why am I so? I've had a fire going all day. I just can't get. What is happening? Okay, this is new. This is all new. It's like it just updated. Open, I guess. New instruments. Open. I like this. This looks nice. Okay. Oh, no, it wasn't on this. It was on Cymbal. Open. Okay. So now that it's updated, let's just try it again. Right? Ooh, is there new stuff? Automated modeling. Okay, don't love that. Geometric pattern. That's new. Wait, is it new? Oh, no, I'm not gonna. Let's be honest. Okay. Boom. That body. Path. Dispath. Path direction. Spacing. Spacing. It's not working. But it's going backwards. Okay, so let's ask. It seems my pattern wants to go in the wrong direction. Is it possible to just switch the direction? Direction usually has two small arrows. Clicking this will flip. Nah. Nah. It's not. I just don't understand why it's going in the wrong direction. So now, okay, so even if, oh, there we go. So I flipped the direction, but it's still, it's not doing it. Okay, let's cancel this. And let's try what we were going to try before I restarted. And again, I can't select this face. Why? This is so bonkers. Isn't it? Isn't it bonkers? Okay, let's just do a little rectangle finish. We're gonna go one, and we're gonna go two sides. Symmetric. Oh, let's go point. Let's go 0.5. And we're gonna go new body. Okay, so now we're gonna try pattern on path. Select path. This path. That works. Wait, actually, I can't confirm that yet. Path direction. Yes. Let's make this 50. I should have just done like 20. I should have just done like 20. Oh my god. The spacing. My computer hates this. My computer hates this. Why does my computer hate this so freaking much? Okay, this is. You know, sometimes it's just like, oh, see, this works. Okay, so now, this works, right? Let's do like, oh god, I want to do like 500 of them. Oh my god. Oh, so why does this work, but the other one doesn't? It's almost like it has like actual torque, like because it's so long. It like gets, it's like too much torque. Like, is there physics in this? I don't know. I don't know. I'm so cold though. Oh god, yeah. I'm taking the headphones off because I think you can hear me regardless. And my head hurts. I need some new headphones. Okay. This might not be feasible. Like, I thought this would be pretty easy to do, but it ain't. It ain't. I could just do like a literal plane that spirals up, I think. Or just do like a lot less steps, because I think it'll have kind of a similar vibe. I don't think it needs to be crazy. That's it? That's it? So what if I made the distance like 30? Oh, and interestingly enough, they all kind of start rotating, don't they? Which could be cool. Which could be cool. I'll show you what I mean in a second. They all kind of point towards the center. At like towards the bottom center. Oh my god, it can't handle this. I legitimately thought this was going to be a pretty simple thing to do. I didn't realize this was like I need a. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even understand. Like, is Fusion? I know it's cloud based. Is the limitation here my computing, or is the limitation here my internet? Because I have shitty internet. It's not that bad actually. It's Starlink, and it's because I live in the middle of nowhere, so it's the only option, and it's actually pretty darn good for what it is. But you know, I'm not getting fiber speeds at all. So is that what's slowing this down, or is it my computer? Because this computer's pretty good. Oh, that only goes halfway. But I kind of like it. Let's just do okay on this. I'm also not loving this dark mode. You know what I mean? Not loving the dark mode. So the reason I'm doing this is I'm wondering if I can go back in time, change the shape. What's happening? Like now that it's loaded, it should just commit quicker, but what's going on? Ooh. I just thought of a cool way to do this, actually. A maybe way cooler way to do this. It won't have as many tines. It won't have as many little steps. But I'm wondering if I should just print a bunch of individual cookies that I can stack together. And then I can rotate them as I see fit. That would be kind of neat, hey? That'd be kind of neat. Let's go here. Let's go here. Okay. Now. Oh. I don't know about this, folks. See how they're all like rotating? Like, I think they've like 180'd or like even 360'd a few times. This ain't gonna work. This isn't gonna work. You know what I mean? Just make it a little bit longer, see if that does anything. It's gonna have to recalculate all of this. If this doesn't work, we're stopping. I'm doing Kalimba. I'm going into Kalimba. Even if this works, probably stopping, going to Kalimba. But we'll see. We will see. I think it doesn't. It would be a cool print, though. I don't know how people are designing this. I've seen people design this before. I'm gonna have to do some research on this. I'm sure somebody's made a YouTube video of this. Cause like I'm thinking about that. Everyone's seen the lion 3D print where it prints a lion's head and then it prints a big disc, and the filament does a bunch of individual little bridges, and then you cut the disc off, and then you heat all the little individual fibers to make the main. So how did they design that? How did they design that? It's got to be but that's probably a Blender thing, and Blender's like so good at that. Maybe I gotta learn Blender for this. Oh. Okay, but yeah, see? They're rotating. Why are they rotating? That's cool, though. That's pretty cool. It's so dumb, but it's pretty cool. Like, this looks dope. but yeah, no, it's this is useless. So we are going to go like this, boom, and then I'm going to delete all features after history marker. And we're gonna do the kalimba. Let's go check out some kalimba. Okay. That's never getting old. Crazy. And if you look at this, there's a little bit of an arc on this, which is what we want. Right? Isn't there? It's so minor. The bridge. I kind of feel like the drop test to hear it is like become the PPSCF equivalent to when you grab a drill and you give it a couple little joot joot, if you know what I mean. Okay. Oh god, this is gonna be a nightmare to take apart, isn't it? It's gonna be a nightmare to take apart. It's gonna be so cool though. Okay. Can I just lift this as one unit? Yeah. Nice. Set that aside. Okay. New bridge. This thing's dope. Yes. Yes, please. I will accept that. Now, these are sitting so much higher, which is great. And I'm going to start by putting this on just to kind of hold these in place with gravity. This is so much easier now. Oh, everything's easier now. Okay. I'm not even going to test them individually. We're just going full on with it. Oh, they're a little bit tighter for some reason, which is good, but also kind of not good. What happened here? Is it just this one? Okay, that's too tight, but because I want to be able to slide these. Oh, they're all tight. Let me do a little bit of processing on this. Not gonna sand it because I don't want to sand this stuff, but I am gonna kind of take a bit off of these. There's like a little bit of weird stuff happening there. This stuff's hard. Oh yeah, that's working good. Okay, go one direction at a time. Because this stuff's so hard. It doesn't, like, these little imperfections end up being kind of a big deal when assembling. side ones. Let's do the bottom ones. No! I was worried about that happening. Okay, well, that's good to know. The layer adhesion on these little things isn't that great. But that's okay. These aren't part of the sound. Just gotta be a little less aggressive with it. That's the other thing. Layer adhesion, probably a wet filament issue. If this was properly dried filament, that would probably be a lot stronger. But also annealing this, so heating it up after it's printed. However, that changes the geometry just slightly, so we would potentially run into more issues. Maybe I should be going downwards. Okay, significantly better. And what's cool about this is actually, I think I'm going to assemble this all before I put it together. What? Oh, yeah. So this one goes here. Okay, I'm not worrying about these two side ones. We're just going to do these ones. Boom. So, boom. Yeah, so we got slide action now happening between these. That's what we want. That one's going to be loose. Click them in, I think. Each of these has kind of like a little bit of a bubbly bit on the end. And I'm trying to do my best to keep it's very subtle. You won't be able to see it on the camera, but I want to be able to keep that. Yeah. Well, this is nice, actually. Oh no, I just realized a flaw in my angled design, though. Which is, I can only go back. Oh no, I can. Oh no, I think we're good. Pretty excited to show you guys this song. I think it's actually going to be pretty good. I was listening to it a little bit today. Didn't work on it much, but I think it's going to be quite fun. Yeah, this is good. This is very good. Okay. So, this one I'm just going to slide back for now. Oh, it sounds good. It sounds like metal. Yeah, we're good. We're clear. Oh, this is looking nice. Now, the only issue with this is I have to tune them all at once, and I can't verify the tuning of it until I tighten everything down. And then once I tighten everything down, the pitch changes because everything's being tightened. So, I'm going to have to kind of really... Oh, God, it's going to suck, actually. Now I'm thinking about it. But anyways, let's just tighten it down as is and see where we're at. Okay. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Let's hold it up to the mic. So these middle ones still sound like ass, but what if we just crank this down? That rattling sucks. It's sounding pretty good to me. You know what I'll do? There's a lot of vibration happening here. I should probably print one of these that has even more of an angle. This stuff's pretty strong though, like I'm cranking this. This one's gone down in pitch since I cranked this. That's so bassy. Stupid though, it doesn't sound that good. Oh, ooh. Okay, so if I want to like hone in on a specific note, I can. I wonder what this sounds like. Okay, we're hearing it vibrating. That's how pure this is. Okay, let's try and tune this thing. Let's try and tune this thing. What do I gotta do? I'm turning the contact mic off for a little bit here. Let's tune this bad boy. Close window. Okay. Don't save. Okay. We're gonna just go with this. So ideally I want. Oh. We might need the contact mic. Okay, I think it's pretty obvious I need a clamp for this. I'm just going to print a band that goes across and holds this down. vibrates the table. This is actually really, really crazy. Like, this could be a bass instrument. Okay, anyways, let's try and tune this over. Boom, boom, boom. What is that? What note is that? Boom, 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 boom. That's like a C sharp. So we want... It's too low. This is too bassy. We want to achieve... So let's go for that. Let's go for that. Let's see if we can get that note on the center guy. How am I actually going to do this? Okay, I can kind of do it manually, I guess. It's going to sound like shit, but that's okay. Okay, it's pretty close, I think. It's a little sharp. Oh, no. Let's go for that. So we're going to set that as our baseline, and then I'm just going to move all of these kind of the same amount. Oh, actually, I can literally line up the backs of them, and that should be the same amount, and then we'll try that. I don't think that's going to work because the ratio is going to be different now because these are all much shorter. But then we'll be able to tell. This feels pretty cool, though. I think once this is tuned, this is going to be sick. Okay, so one thing, of course, my ability to push it down, but we know that was a G when I was pushing it down, and it's still rattling, so we gotta tighten this one further. But we should be able to find out. So we were at a G. It's kind of gone up to an A. So that means I need to tune this to an F by my hand pressure. And then when we clamp it down, we should be able to get our G boy. Okay. So we're aiming for this note now. Almost there. Too much is okay because I can actually bring the whole thing down or up. I can tune. I have a little bit of leeway there. Turn this sideways. Oh, you guys have missed all this? Oh, I'm so stupid. See, I need a chat to tell me this stuff. As I do this more, it should kind of rub away and get a little easier. Okay. Still an F. Get up to a G. It is so bassy. Like I literally want to dampen everything. I can't hold it at the same time. It's so weird how like it's like it sounds so good though. These I mean I'm gonna be able to use these. Like that sounds like a drum. Very least, we have a really cool percussion instrument. I mean, I think technically this is a percussion instrument already, but what I mean is I'm definitely going to be able to use this. Now, I'm actually thinking about sort of like abandoning these or because these middle ones, they just don't really sound that good because they are too long. And they kind of vibrate with each other, so it's really muddy. These, though, what? Oh, okay. Like this is great. is all good. So maybe I'll bail on the middle notes, or they can be there. But I'll worry about tuning this first. So let's, because it's my right hand, let's try and get a G on that. So it's kind of like a B flat. Okay, so let's lower that to a G. I think this is the way to go. That was so much easier. Oh my god. Has kind of like a boing, boing sound, but I think the the first is what we're going for. So let's go dum, dum. So we want dum. So cool. I'm going to pull these ones out. And obviously it looks way better with those in. But I think it's going to sound better with them out. So I'm not going to get a full scale by doing this, but that's okay. I think I can... Have it sitting on top of the contact mic. It's working so good. Should I do this pentatonic? Because like, I mean, okay. Let me show you. This is kind of a melody I want to get. Have to practice playing this by muting the other notes. Not too worried about the rattles because I can get that out. It's saying it's an A, but it's This is so cool. I need to put. So, what do we gotta do? How do I clamp this down properly? Even just temporarily. So, play. Well, let's see what it sounds like. Okay, a little bit of vibration. Let's clamp this harder. It's actually, I don't need to loosen this to tune this. This is nice. Okay. This is awesome. See, this is like the little beads that I'm gonna stick in the cymbal. Oh, I should start printing that, shouldn't I? No. I'll do that in a minute. I also might print, because this one, that one's a little lame. So maybe I'll print just a thin little guy. Something that can vibrate a little better at that size. Oh, sounds nice. Gosh, I just need to like clamp this or something. I'm loving this. I'm loving this. I need to... What do I need to do? Actually, I'm going to turn off the talkback mic for a second. I just want to hear what it sounds like. Oops. This one sounds bad. Why does this one sound bad? It sounded good for a second. I'm going to print a smaller tine. print a set of small tines because this is. Oh, sorry, I was just talking and then I just realized you couldn't hear me. I'm gonna print a set of smaller tines because this one's just not cutting it. Oh, this is so great. Okay, well, that's been a long stream. We're gonna stop this one here. It's actually, I think it's time for me to call it for the day anyway. So, thanks so much for watching. We will, of course, be back with much more. I'll print that cymbal tonight, and we'll try that tomorrow. I think that's going to be the way we start tomorrow. Anyways, thanks again.